They reckon the first person to live to 1,000 years has already been born.
When you think about it logically, if you can speed up aging, you can also slow it down. I just basically reached out to the best in the world and said, look, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to solve this problem.
I was researching who's like the best in this industry and you came up.
For me, and I think for most men, you need a mission, you need a purpose. Me and you headlining the show, that'd be class. I'll do the boxing and then I can sit back and watch you do the MMA.
Put me in with Francis Ngannou. Give me 5 million.
Do it.
With a 10 million bonus for smashing his face in. I'm going for it. Have you got any regrets in your life?
Yes.
One. Welcome back to The Good, The Bad, and The Beast. Today's episode with the founder of our new sponsor, Do Not Age. He's a man who's lived 10 lives in one. He was a child actor, a stand-up comedian, a man who never fit in the system and got sacked from more than 10 jobs before deciding to build his own path. He's now the founder and CEO of DoNotAge.org, funding real human clinical trials to help people live longer and feel better. And to top it all off, he's a world champion boxer. Please welcome Alan Graves.
How are you, Eddie?
Very good, sir.
Good.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Good. Where have you come from today?
Today, I came from Derby, so just down the road, about an hour.
Derby, that's not even an hour. It's like 35, 40 miles from here.
Yeah, that's right. Not too far at all. So.
I've done a lot of sparring in Derby. There's a lot of good boxing gyms in Derby.
Exactly right.
And you're a boxer, aren't you?
I am, sir. I am. I try my best. Coach is here with us today in the team.
Which one's the coach?
Coach Montana in the middle.
His nose is too straight to be a coach. Oh, is that it fixed? Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I always ask my guests to bring in a piece of the beast, and this is something that means something to you, a picture, an artifact, like a turning point in your life. Did you bring said artifact with you?
I did. Let's do the big reveal.
Okay.
So this
dun, dun, dun.
is
okay.
the original first ever product that Do Not Age ever released. It was called the Morning Supplement back then. And it was a mixture of NMN and resveratrol.
Okay.
Didn't provide it for long for various reasons. You learn more as the science goes on. So yeah, this is back in 2019. That's the first ever one off the line. So.
Oh, bro. Okay. So for those listening in, this is a tub of, well, you usually see them at like protein. It's like a tub of a supplement and it says Do Not Age on it, morning supplement. So talk to me about this because Do Not Age, this is why you're on the podcast, is that I'm big into my longevity or longevity. I got told off for saying longevity earlier. It's longevity, is it?
I think we should change it to longevity.
I think you should as well. Better, it sounds way fucking better. Yeah, so I'm dead into my longevity. And let's stop laughing, you fuckers. I'm dead into my longevity in life. And having spent, over 10 years in a strongman environment, I have battered and bruised and abused my body beyond belief. And then when I finished, I very quickly realized I need to claw back all that damage and all those years that I
So you thought you'd take up fighting?
So I thought I'd take up fighting, which joking apart is much better for you than strongman.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've for years now, I've been on this escapade of what can I take to give myself more energy? What can I take to stop me looking older? Yeah. And most of all, my sort of, what do they call it? Your, what do they call it when you've got like a biological age? What do they call
biological
it?
age. Yeah. So how old you are on the inside.
In the inside. Yeah. So I want to reduce my biological age.
That's right.
And stuff like this is imperative. NMM, NAD, all the supplements that goes with it. So what's special about this stuff? This is your very first one.
Yeah,
what year was
the
this?
very first one, 2019.
Okay, so some time ago.
That's right. And then back then, this was because we were providing it all across the world from day dot, we couldn't afford to ship them in smaller containers. So originally it was just a larger container because that was all that would make sense for us to ship to around the world.
Right. Okay.
And so, this was, a few £100 back then. But yeah, we've learned a lot since then. We've done a lot of science. We've done a lot of clinical trials and edited things. And now they're much better. But back then it was the best option in 2019.
How the fuck do you fall into like an anti-aging campaign and company? Because it's quite a niche thing. Well, it's getting bigger, but it's quite a niche thing, isn't it? Like not many people realize there are things out there that can reduce your aging and give you much more longer lifespan.
That's exactly how I fell into it. I didn't live the best life. My decisions I made when I was younger, in my 20s, there was a lot of drugs, a lot of violence, a lot of drinking. And that caused me to age early. And I suppose when you think about it logically, if you can speed up aging, you can also slow it down. But I didn't think about that because we're just brought up to think, well, you get old, you age, that's it. That's the end of it. And then essentially I learned online through podcasts to start with that aging was malleable and you can slow it down. And so then I was like, well, that's not true, surely. So then I went to read the scientific studies, which is we could do a whole episode on how to read them because they're written in science language, which normal people like me can't read. And so I had to use Google definition and rewrite the whole freaking paper. And then was like, holy shit, this guy's telling the truth. They're actually reversed aging. So that was a big moment for me. And then I was like, right. And this particular paper was about NMN. And so I said, well, I'll buy some of that. And then there was nowhere I could trust to buy it. So I was like, well, I can't be the only one with this problem. So that's how I created Do Not Age. I don't know anything. I do now. But at the time, I didn't know anything about the science. So I was like, I need researchers, I need scientists, I need clinicians. So got in touch with a load of them, created a crack team. I just basically reached out to the best in the world and said, look, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to solve this problem. And they all kind of came back and said, well, that's fine, but we've got our own problem. We need funding for research. And when we do get funding, at the minute, it's from a government grant and they don't let us spend it on aging because they don't see it as a disease.
Yes.
And so I was like, great, this new company can solve both problems. So the consumer has somewhere they can trust to buy their supplements. And then the profits go back into research so that we can solve aging more.
So you've done your own clinical studies and
right.
research yourself on these kind of products to prove that they do reverse aging.
Exactly.
And obviously you've put that, what are they called? The studies
are online,
online on your website to
most,
reference.
Yes, and the most recent one is actually this. This one is just a gift I brought you. A couple of bottles of Nitralis. That's the latest.
Nitralis. So I've got every product of yours and I have not got the Nitralis. So tell me about this.
So it will be available by the time this goes out.
Fermented beef, magnesium.
Fermented beet.
So
it's in beetroot. Yeah.
Beef. It's quite similar, but not.
So essentially, it's just about increasing your nitric oxide. That's the latest human study that we've got published. It's using Nitralis. It was more than a 200% increase versus the placebo group. And nitric oxide is very, very important for not just your heart health and your blood pressure and things like that, but it's about getting oxygen around your body. So it's kind of foundational to everything else working. And if you open it up, you'll see they are a bit red, the beetroot.
Yeah, what's the take 2 capsules?
Yeah, I mean, maybe 4 for you.
I'm trying to take 4, eh? This is the thing with my size. I have to take double of everything.
That's it. For most people, they do fit within a nice category, but I would say yours is slightly different. Yeah.
Okay, so this is nitric oxide.
Exactly.
For the blood, yeah.
Exactly.
It's quite interesting. I mean, you say you went through a period of drinking drugs and aging very quickly. I mean, you're sitting here now, you look like a fucking 19-year-old kid, if I'm being honest.
Thank you. I'll take that. Because
you look very young.
When I was 27, 28, that was when I started to make the change. I looked horrendous. I was like skinny fat. And I just, health-wise, awful. I could feel myself feeling like shit. And now I feel fantastic. And I'm 35.
You're 35 now. So you're only 2 years younger than me and you look fucking 19.
Yeah, well, this shit
I'm
works,
I'm taking everything you fucking got on the website. So
works,
what are you holding something back or what?
It works. No, I'm not. I mean, look, I'm also in the middle of camp. So for my next fight.
So you're super fit, super healthy, sleeping well.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a bit of some injuries and things, but like not bad injuries, just, aches and you get it through camp, don't you?
Well, as you get as a 35-year-old.
Yeah.
Just everything fucking hurts.
Everything hurts. And every day you wake up, you go, oh, yeah, okay.
You didn't start your boxing career until you were what, 30?
33.
33. So 2 years ago. And you've already won a middleweight world title.
That's
in the
correct.
WBF.
WBF, yeah.
WBF.
That's right.
So you're already a world title holder.
Correct.
In 2 years.
Yeah.
Any aspirations to go further with that?
Absolutely. So the next fight, this is a good little plug actually. Where's the camera? December the 20th in Derby. I'd love to see you there. Love to host you and the team. That'd be great. But yeah, if anyone wants to come down, that'd be fantastic. So we're doing the Valent Live Arena. It's 2,000 seater in Derby. It's the first time I've fought in the UK. So it's called Homecoming.
Okay.
And then I'm headlining against a guy. So it's like England versus Germany as well. Yeah. He's had 30 fights.
Wow.
Yeah. So 6 this year, and he's won them all.
Versus your 5 in total.
Yeah, versus my 5 in total. So yeah, it's going to be a challenge, but that's what we're here for, isn't it?
Yeah, fair enough. Where does fighting come from? Take me back to your youth. So drink drugs at a early age.
Yeah.
You're from Derby, which is, it's not known for being a rough area, but I can imagine it's got the rough bits. Every area's got rough bits.
That's right. I consider it relatively, I would say it's on par with Stoke. So like my brother used to play.
Would you really?
Here we go.
Have you had to walk around Stoke before you fucking said that?
Yes. So
okay.
Honestly, Derby and Stoke I see as very similar.
Okay.
My brother used to play football for Stoke for a long time, for Stoke City.
Oh, okay.
And so he had to.
As in the main pro team?
Yeah, I mean he was in the youth team, but so they get given digs nearby, and they have to walk from the digs to the Britannia.
Yes.
And you said he like little scallies would be on the bridge and like looking out, see him walking across, make a call, and then before they got to the end of the bridge, they're having a scrap. You know what I mean? So yeah, Derby and Stoke have a lot of similarities in that way. But yeah, I mean, it was all through choice, because you don't have to go out and look and be in those, hang around those things and do those things. And you know, some people say they hang around with the wrong crowd. I think I just was the wrong crowd, to be honest. I think
you were the bad influence.
I think it was me just being bored, bit ADHD and whatever, and just being like, you just want to do something to do, don't you?
Yeah. Would you say that was a big part of your ADHD? Like coming out, have you been diagnosed, or it's just like a self-diagnosis?
No, it's I just see like bits of it. I've actually trained myself to be able, if I need to focus on something, like for example, now when I deal with the research side of things, you've got to focus.
Yeah.
And so I'll set aside an hour and just turn everything off and make the environment so that I am focused.
Yeah.
But just, I mean, in general day-to-day life, and particularly when I was younger, when I didn't have a sort of guidance of a mission like I have now, it's a lot easier. But back then, because you're just looking for stuff to do, you get bored. And rather than being bored, I'll make something happen. Yeah. I'll make someone laugh. I'll get into a fight. Do you know what I mean? It's just something to do.
Yeah.
So that was more of what it was. And like I said, it's not so bad anymore.
Did you do any sport in school, high school?
I did football. I tried to do boxing, and my mum stopped me. So I went to like 2 classes, and then she was like, "No, you need to control your anger before I let you do it."
So football is in just recreational, or you're part of a team?
Yeah, I was good at futsal, the small-sided one, the 5-a-side type stuff with the heavier ball. And then my brothers were better at 11-a-side, like the full game. So I was better at the...
So what were you training, like once a day, once a week?
Yeah, once a day. It started out while I was a kid just going to Willows, which is like the local 5-a-side place. And then once I became an adult, and it was 19, I moved to Australia for a year and played futsal out there. In the national
I'm sorry, repeat that. You moved out to Australia.
Yeah, not to play. I moved to Australia just because I was bored and wanted something to do. And so I just packed a suitcase one day and said, "That's it, I'm going for a bit."
Oh, fair play.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd saved up all my money to buy a ticket. It was like 500 quid on Cathay Pacific, sat on row 48. There's only 46 rows. And it was a stinking 26-hour slog on my own. But I loved it because I was just like, this is great. I'm getting to go away on my own. And then got there and thought, where am I going to stay? Just work it out,
So that's the ADHD just taking over.
Yeah.
So you did a lot of sport then. If you're doing like a bit of training every day for your football, that's a lot of energy expel, isn't it?
It is. And then that sort of tapered down as I got into my early 20s, and then the drugs and booze took over.
So there's always a pattern here with people with ADHD. Is like when they're in heavy sport, they're focused, they're sleeping well, they're performing well, they're happy.
Yep.
And when they're not doing sport, bad things come.
And this is why I always stay so disciplined now, or motivated, I would probably say, and people say to me, people that have known me all my life and know what I used to be like, they're like, "Why don't you chill out a bit? Like, you've done it now. I mean, chill a bit." And I'm like, because I'm shit scared of what would happen if I took my foot off the gas.
Yeah.
I know what it's like when I've got nothing to do.
I get you. No, I get you. When did we start picking our life back up and getting back on track?
I think 28. When I was 28.
So what do we do all through that period? Were you working?
Yeah, so I would try and, I got jobs. I went to college for a little bit to do like an apprenticeship in accounting, but again, didn't finish that.
An accountant?
Yeah, just because one of my mates did it. And
so an apprenticeship accountant, so you were half college, half work experience kind of thing?
Yeah, I think it was once a week college.
Once a week college, and then you were in an office.
That was in one of the rough areas in Derby as well, so that didn't help.
Yeah.
And then, I managed to get booted out someone drew a picture of my dad, like, being rude about my father, one of the guys in the class. So I leathered him. And they said, oh, actually, to be fair, the teacher was like, yeah, he's a knob there, and just sort of shepherded him out and said, we'll forget about it. Next week, it'll be fine. And then it's like an hour later, he got home with the blood everywhere, and his parents rang the bloody college. And then they said, you can't come back now. He's scared and all this. So they said, you're allowed to still do your exams if you want to try them. And I was like, yeah, right, whatever.
That's a fucking
So
point.
I had to do it in a room on my own. And I didn't even fill it in because I looked at the first couple of pages. I thought, I've got no idea what this says. Do you know what I mean? So in the jobs, I sort of bounced from job to job. Funnily enough, one of the ones where I was an accountant was Valent, which is like a boiler manufacturer.
Okay.
And the arena where I'm fighting in December is called the Valent Live Arena. So it's full circle.
As in they sponsor it?
Yeah, they sponsor the arena.
Okay.
So full circle. But yeah, got sacked from a load of jobs.
What for?
Mostly like timekeeping. I was still out doing drugs, and do you know what I mean? That was my most important thing. And then I always knew what to say the next day. So I said, oh, please give me another. Sometimes I get sacked twice from the same job. You know what I mean? Please give me another chance. I'm serious this time. And then Saturday would come up, all right, let's go. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wasn't much use to society. In fact, I was the opposite.
How many times would you say you got sacked before you sort of gave up on that?
10 or 12 around there.
10 or 12 times?
Yeah.
All for the same shit?
Yeah, all for the same shit. I mean, apart from the fact that I wasn't very good at accounting, like when I say not very good, I mean awful. Most of the jobs that did keep me around for a bit said, oh, you're great for morale. You're great in the office, especially in an accounting office where everyone's a bit stuffy and whatever.
Yeah, it's a boring fucking place. I go to my accountants and I'm like, fuck my life. I couldn't fucking work here.
No, but you do want that. If someone's doing your numbers, you want them to be
of course you
don't want me doing your books.
100%. If I walked in the office, my accountant office, and you were sat there, I'd be like, I think we'll go somewhere else. Yeah. Although you're gonna cut some corners with you.
Yeah, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah. So 10 sacked from your job 10 to 12 times. What is that like? That must have been a quite worrying part of your life, because being sacked over and over again, that's like filling your brain with like negativity, isn't it? It's like, fuck, what do? I can't get things right. What was going through your head during that time?
I didn't feel it because I had this from when I was a kid, I had a lot of confidence. And I think that came, I used to do acting when I was a kid.
Acting? Let's go back a step.
Sorry.
Acting.
Jumping about.
What kind of fucking acting did we do?
I did an advert with Gary Lineker for Walker's Crisps.
Can we pull this advert up? Gary Lineker. I used to like Gary Lineker.
Yeah, until he started his political commentary.
And then he's just turned into a right fucking prick.
But this was back when everyone loved him. You know, Christmas '97.
Oh, he was the man.
He was,
wasn't he? Those big ears, fucking happy
so
face.
I played Tiny Tim, and he plays Scrooge.
Is this in the Carol? What's it called? Is this
Christmas Carol? That's what they called it.
Christmas Carol. So who are you?
So he's Scrooge. There, that's Gary Lineker. And there's Tiny Tim. You'll see me in a minute hobbling. There I am.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All your friends? Yes, sir. And you think it'll still be there, this fine festive morn? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're wrong, because I bought it yesterday.
So yeah, that was Christmas '97. They played that, and then they've played it twice at different Christmases since over the last 10 years. Quite funny.
Right, okay. Yeah. Is that the only acting gig?
I've done loads. Is
that the best one or what?
It's the one with the most famous person. Did Golden Nuggets.
You got to pull up. I love Golden Nuggets. Let's pull up the Golden Nugget advert.
It'll be on YouTube somewhere.
What was it called? Golden Nuggets. What?
Yeah, Golden Nuggets ad 90s or something like that. It starts out with a cartoon of cowboy and a donkey. They were quite famous on, and then at the end it's me going like that. And it's quite funny because when you're a kid, you have to have a stand-in because kids can randomly kick off and whatever.
Yeah.
So they always have someone there in case you kick off, so they use the stand-in. Anyway, because he'd been sat there all day doing nothing, they said, oh, we'll let you film a take. And obviously he's been there watching all day, and the nuggets are glued onto the spoon, so they just go like that, just go like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, he comes on, just tries to bite through the glue, it all gets stuck.
Oh, Jesus. Let's have a watch of this.
Kids can't wait for these tasty new golden nuggets.
There we go.
Golden nuggets.
That was you, eh?
Them rascal curtains as well.
Fucking hell.
Them rascal
I don't think I'd be
curtains.
watching Golden Nugget adverts on a Monday morning. Well, there we go.
And then there was loads of adverts. I did Barclays Bank and Jordan's Crisp and those other ones. And then there was a few TV shows where like ITV used to do these things called drama premieres where it'd start on a Sunday and finish on a Monday, like a thriller. I was in a couple of them.
What, like an actual,
Yeah, main part.
like an Emmerdale thing?
Yeah, but it was always shorter, so two-part series or whatever, rather than constant. I was in Doctors, played a gay guy, so I always get ripped.
Played a gay guy in Doctors.
Correct.
Is that a series, is it, Doctors?
Doctors is like a daytime TV show.
Daytime
TV.
TV.
It's been going for like 20 years. It's pretty.
So you're like the Jerry from Friends, but gay, yeah?
Yeah, basically.
Brilliant.
Casualty, I was in. I must look sick because like, I was in peak practice, Casualty, Doctors, everything where everyone's ill.
Yeah.
So then, but when I was 9, went for an audition, which was different to all the others. It was down in London, and they said, "Oh, it's for a film about a wizard," and we were like, "Whatever, okay."
You're not going to say Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
And then, but normally you go to the audition, there's 30, 40 kids there, and they're all the same ones that you see at every audition, because if they want a certain age group, there's only so many.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's 10,000 kids. And I'm going, what is going on here? So they call you back. Normally it's 2 callbacks. This was 6. And then the last one, there's 3 of us left. And there's me and 2 other kids. And they said afterwards, "You've got it."
Yeah.
And I was like, happy days. And obviously Harry Potter wasn't Harry Potter then.
Yeah,
They were like, right, you're going to be this wizard. And it'd be my first film at the time. So I thought, this is great. 9 years old, taking it in my stride, whatever. And then a couple of weeks later, and neither of those other kids were Daniel Radcliffe, by the way.
All right. Okay.
And then a couple of weeks later, they called up and said, the producers have had a word. The casting director, whose job it is to choose the cast, she quit over it. She was like, "I've brought you 10,000 kids. We found the best one." And so anyway, at the time I wasn't bothered because I was 9 and it wasn't Harry Potter then.
Yeah.
And then
but
obviously
now,
when it got to like 14, 15 years old, it was the biggest franchise in the world and I was fuming.
yeah, Daniel Radcliffe makes like millions still every year, cashes in a check from that. So you could have been the...
Yeah. Well, I was for
Harry
3
Potter.
weeks. For 3 weeks, I was Harry Potter.
Fuck, man. How the fuck did you get into child acting? Is that something your parents pursued for you?
My brothers did it, but they tended to do more like plays and stuff. And then for whatever reason,
as in like recital plays. Yeah. And so you did that as well, but somehow...
Yeah, I didn't really do many. I just went straight into the TV stuff. Just had like adverts. First one was Fairy Liquid when I was like 5 years old. Yeah.
How the fuck did you get... Like, you have a fucking agent when you were 5?
Yeah, the same agent that got me the Potter gig, to be fair. It's called A&J Management, London, Los Angeles. Don't know if they're still going. If they are,
AMG Management.
AJ Management.
AJ Management. You give them a fucking shout if they're getting your roles like that. Fuck my life.
Well, to be fair, I still get, even to this day, like, I mean, it's very rarely now, but if they sell my episode of like Casualty to Holland, I'll get like 20 quid in a check on the post. It's kind of
yeah. So you're still cashing in on little jobs.
I mean, it's not, you couldn't pay your mortgage with it, but it's funny.
Fucking hey. That's quite shocking.
Well, it was after the Doctor's gig, not just because it was gay. That was but because I watched you always watch yourself when you're on the box. And I watched that episode and I was awful in it. I could see I'd lost the love for it. I was like, I didn't even try it here. I thought, that's awful. No, don't be wrong. Doctors is terrible anyway. No offense, Doctors. Thanks for the opportunity in the past. But it's an awful show.
Okay, yeah.
And so I was like, I've lost the love for this. I need to move on. And so I quit. Plus I was starting to get a bit sour about the Harry Potter thing at the time. So I quit. And then that's when I started stand-up comedy.
Stand-up comedy?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Alan. You've done a bit of everything.
I know, mate. I know.
What was all this for, mate? Like you do all the acting, the comedy shows. Yep. What was your vision then?
At the time, I didn't have one. I was very
just scraping by,
wayward, and I was looking for the next buzz. I think at the time, once I'd stopped the stand up and stuff, and then I got into the world of work, and I was like, "Is this it? Yeah. This is a bit shit, isn't it? I've been waiting to be an adult." I thought, "Nah, I've got all this freedom. What do I do?" That's why I went to Australia and travelled. And travelling was good, but then I would just travel somewhere, get another job, and party there.
What age were you when you went to Australia?
19.
19 on your own.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a big fucking thing.
Enjoyed it. I mean,
yeah. So you just went and worked and partied.
Yeah.
For a year.
Yep. Did a year there. Came back a couple of years here.
Any good stories out there?
None that can be said online.
No.
But yeah, we had a lot of party days, shall we call them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you come back, and what happens then?
Come back. That's when I got that job at Valen back here for a couple of years, still doing the same bad things in my off days and stuff. And then went to New Zealand, did another year there. Then after that,
So at what age?
so that'd be 23, 24.
So Australia didn't do it for you. Try New Zealand.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Same thing.
Yep. And then
Working, partying.
and partying. Traveled the real world a bit. Went to Bolivia, stayed there for a few months.
Bolivia. Where the fuck's that? Bolivia.
South America. It's where most of the coke comes from now that Colombia's kind of been cracked down a
Okay.
bit.
So you went there to
I mean, I did, yeah.
find cheap coke. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not the main reason I went there. But of course, at the time, I was doing bad things. So, things happen. But again, good experience. Got to see another culture.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this at the time because at the time I was just chasing highs and seeing what was out there and thinking this can't be all life's about. But I was learning a lot about the world and different cultures as I traveled. So it did end up teaching me good things. I just probably could have done it in about 2 or 3 years, not 15.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So yeah, eventually get to late 20s. And then that was when I realized that, for me, and I think for most men, you need a mission, you need a purpose, you need something to, when you get up to go, right, this is what I'm aiming at, this is what I'm going to do. And that's not the next high, shagging the next bird, doing the next line. It's something more fulfilling.
And what was that for you then?
So it started out just as a personal improvement journey because I was like, I know I'm not that dumb necessarily. Like I could tell from school days that I did all right. But what have I done for the world? What have I done for myself? What am I? What use am I, basically? So I think that, again, I think it's more of a male thing is usefulness is important for men, knowing that we're needed. And you can only, the way to make sure you're needed is by being more useful. And so, yeah, a personal development journey to stop being useless and start being useful. And again, now some people think I take that to the extreme, but like I say, I know what the other end of the spectrum looks like. So
Yeah, you'd rather be on this end
absolutely
than the bad end.
Absolutely. I'd rather sacrifice all my so-called fun time, free time. Everyone's saying, have a day off, relax a bit. And I'm like, I don't.
So when making yourself useful, what does that involve?
I think it involves, for me, looking after family and friends and making sure you're the best version of yourself for them. But then also on top of that, doing what you can for the world. And this is where Do Not Age comes in, because I saw that gap of how I could be useful. I was already sort of 6 months into making myself a better person. And obviously the gains are a lot more in the early days because you're going from a very low start. And so I'd had this good trajectory, good rise, had lots of energy, was feeling better already, and then saw this gap and thought, well, I can help a load of people. And then...
So during this period of becoming useful and on this fitness journey, I'm going to gather, going to the gym, making yourself fitter, stronger, healthier, you then do the research on how to claw back the partying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And this is where Do Not Age comes in.
That's right. And look, we're all suffering from aging, but some of us just hit the accelerator pedal, which is what I did. And so I was more desperate to find the answer.
I'm interested to see pictures of you at this age because you look so young.
God,
Is there any online on your Instagram or something we can pull up?
Yeah, we've only had Instagram for about a year, and it's one of the guys that run it, not me. I don't really do all that kind of stuff.
Have you got any pictures on your phone from you back then?
No, thankfully, but I don't know if I'll be able to dig some out. But
it was bad. You reckon just like old in the face, feeling old?
Yeah, kind of weird because it was like gaunt, but then I had a pouch here. Do you know what I mean? And so that skinny fat, I had no muscle on me whatsoever.
So someone who's just like not sleeping right, not eating right.
Just awful, like awful. And I remember how I felt. Yeah. I remember how I felt because I was like, fuck, is this what it feels like to be an adult?
And when you say felt, you mean mentally, like just mentally exhausted and fucked, like fed up with life.
Exactly.
And this is I've had to come across a lot of people in my life and I've seen people like that, gaunt and unhealthy physically. Makes them so unhealthy mentally.
They're hand in hand, aren't they?
They are.
And it works both ways.
Yes.
So if you sort one out, the other one will end up improving as well.
Yeah.
So it's, like I say, in life, everything's a spiral. You can either be spiraling down or spiraling up. So when I wake up now, I just think, right, today I'm going to spiral up because I know how, and once you get spiraling, it's hard to change it. And so if you're spiraling up, you get the momentum. If you're spiraling down, it gets harder and harder.
Yeah, fair enough. So anti-aging.
Yes.
They reckon the first person to live to 1,000 years has already been born.
Here I am.
What do you say? What do you say to that, though?
I say that is speculative, very possible, but I don't think any of us know yet. It just makes good headlines. Same reason Brian Johnson got famous is because of the headline. It wasn't that he was doing anything different to other biohackers. It was the headline is he spends $2 million a year.
Yes.
That was the big thing.
Yeah,
right?
it was the extremities of it.
Yeah. The same reason why a lot of people now started taking taurine, even though we're not 100% sure of the benefits, is because that headline works. It's about the media, right? And the headline is Red Bull makes you live forever. And it's like, well, not quite, but it's what goes with the media, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so again, someone says, first person to live to 1,000 has already been born. It goes around everywhere.
Yes.
Whereas the actual science is a lot more boring than that. Do you know what I mean? And so if we publish the actual science, this is what Do Not Age do, right? So we try and translate it into layman's terms so everyone can understand. Take this, increase your nitric oxide, good for your blood pressure, good for your heart. It's good for foundational health. People can understand that. If we actually, you can read the scientific study, the human study, and maybe we can link it or whatever in the show notes. And people can go and read it and they'll read it and go, nope, don't really understand what that means. What does this graph mean? One's bigger than the other. Okay, that must be better, I think.
So have you got some studies that you've done in layman's terms available? Where are they?
Absolutely. We email them out. So it's everyone that's on our email list gets.
So they're not available on your website. Is that to keep you safe from health claims and stuff?
Yeah. And we sometimes might do a paragraph about the study on the product page. But if you're going to link to an actual study, like our human clinical trials, that has to be in science language. It's just the way it has to be. And so we just try and translate that and make it easier for people.
Okay, so if they head over to donotage.org.
Yep. Then it's that's where it's written in simple terms. You can still click the link to go and read the full study if you want, but good luck.
Okay. So if they enter the email into your newsletter,
then it all gets put into.
They're going to get studies. Okay, well there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
They reckon the stem cells.
Yeah.
Or like that's the way somebody's going to live to 1,000 years is the stem cells. It's basically the regenerative. Yeah.
Have you taken stem cells?
I have. Have you?
Yes.
Yeah,
how did you find it?
I thought, this is my God's honest truth, I thought they worked.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to say half-life of them is not what they make out.
Claim.
Yes. And that's just my experience. And the reason I say that is I've done high level stem cells, like a lot, like big treatments, like $50,000 worth. And they always say, cut your nails before you go for your stem cells. And I never understood it, right? And I did. I cut my nails, went for the stem cells. And then honestly, within 3 days, all my nails had grown to a point. I was like, it looked like I hadn't cut my nails for a month.
Really?
And I was like, fuck, like that is 100% genuine. And I remember guys saying to me like, right, so if it's doing that for your nails, what's it doing for the rest of your body? But it grew and then it just stopped.
That is interesting, isn't it?
Really interesting.
Because we've had a lot of that feedback for people starting on Do Not Age products.
Right.
My hair and my nails are growing really fast. Is that normal?
Yes.
And we're like, semi-normal. So it's interesting you say that. Because obviously you came to Do Not Age first and brought NMN. Was it you or was it someone that?
No, me. Yeah, no. I've been heavy into the anti-aging, so I've been using all this stuff for years. I saw your stuff for ages.
Yeah.
And then when you're just like, right, I want a brand that does everything rather than getting me M&M from here, my resveratrol from there. I was like, right, I want to go somewhere that's got it all. I had a look on your site, had a look, it was all batch tested and everything else, and I was like, right, these are the guys. Got it all in one spot. So that's where I sort of got introduced to it. My own research, really.
Good. Well, I'm glad then, because like I said, there's still a lot of people out there. NMN's one of the big ones where the vast majority, usually depending on the test, it's between 85 and 95%. So around 90% of NMN on the market isn't what it claims to be on the label.
Right.
Because it's a white powder, it's expensive, and so it attracts cowboys.
Yes.
And so this is why a lot of people use Do Not Age, because obviously, as well as doing our own human clinical trials, other people that are doing clinical trials, whether it's on mice or humans, will come to us. So researchers and scientists will come to us and ask for our ingredients so that they can use them in their clinical trials. Because when you're doing science, obviously purity is the most important thing.
Yeah, of course.
So you made the right choice.
Good. For the idiots out there, I was an idiot at some point that don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like an idiot that knows nothing about anti-aging. I'm not calling everyone an idiot. I'm just saying you know nothing about anti-aging. What is NMN and what is resveratrol? What's NMN? What's NAD? Talk us through that.
So NAD, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Don't need to remember that, don't worry. Everyone just calls it NAD. Essentially, it acts as like the fuel for your cells. So it's the things that, it's actually a coenzyme. So that just means it's necessary for the cells to do what they need to do. So that's why we call it the fuel. It's just an easier way to refer to it. And they are the fuel for lots of things, but one of the important things that the fuel for is sirtuins. And sirtuins are proteins in your body that do the repair work. Yeah. And if you think of aging as just accumulated damage, every day when you wake up, say you do, the damage is 100%, and your body, when you're 8 years old, repairs 100%.
Yes.
As you get older, it's 99%, then 98%. Then, do you know what I mean? It gets less and less good at doing that repair work. And so those sirtuins rely on NAD for the fuel. And then the slightly tricky thing is we can't supplement with NAD. Well, we can, but it won't do anything because the molecule's too large. So your body will just get rid of it.
Yeah, okay.
It's the polite way to
put it.
So it
can't be ingested.
Yes, exactly. So some people you'll see inject it. So NAD IVs,
yep.
They do work, but then you're going to have to do it about at least every 48 hours, which is a pain in the ass and it's bloody expensive.
Yeah.
So most people just take NMN, which is the direct precursor to NAD. So that just means it's the form before NAD. Yeah. So when you put it into your body, NMN, your body turns it into NAD, which is what you then uses to fuel those sirtuins and lots of other things.
So NMN is basically the supplement you take to increase your NAD levels.
Perfect.
Which helps you regenerate better, quicker.
You got it. Smashed it.
More fully.
Do you want a job?
Hey. Longevity.
Longevity the one, mate. Longevity the one.
I'm going to restructure the whole company.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you bring me on. It's now longevity. It's not longevity. Okay.
I'll take that. Okay. Well, to be fair, we can get rid of longevity altogether because I think it should just be called health because it is just health. That's all it is.
And do you know what, mate? You bang on there because I do the NAD. I do the IV NADs.
Yeah.
And as you say, it's a pain in the arse. But especially when I'm in a fight camp, I'll do it twice a week. I'll do it Wednesdays and Sundays.
Nice.
A full 1 gram.
Nice. Oh, your stomach feels it.
Oh, fucking hell, it's horrible. So I know, but honestly, when I've done my IV, the 1 gram NAD, the next morning I wake up, I feel like fucking Superman.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Like I slept like a rock and I wake up, my energy's through the roof. I feel like any inflammation in my elbows and knees and ankles has just disappeared. It is incredible stuff.
It is.
So if you're able to microdose that on a daily occurrence, why wouldn't you?
Exactly. And make it because, we have, like now I'm in this game. If I wanted an NAD drip every day, I could get one.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't in this job anymore, I couldn't. And so most people, it's a bit unattainable to say, right, go and get a £300 drip every day. Do you know what I mean? And so that's why NMN's a lot better for whatever it is, 80 quid for a month supply or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've done it all. And even because I know it's like you're meant to be a constant feed of it. That's the problem. So I went through a stage because I do all my own IVs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, do it all myself.
Jesus.
And I went through a stage of doing IVs just before I'd go to bed, and I'd leave the cannula in and sleep with the NAD going in very slowly overnight. And it was the worst night's sleep.
Can we do don't try this
terrible.
at home?
Yeah, I know, it was terrible. But in my mind, it was like, that was like a great way of getting constant NAD levels into your body. It didn't last very long. But it's all trial and error.
Yeah. Good.
But that just shows the extremes I'm willing to go to reverse aging and get my body in check and be fit and be healthy.
That's all we've got. Like, there's an old saying, I always mess sayings up, but it's like, you might have 300 problems, but if you're healthy, that you'll have 300. A healthy man has 300 problems. An unhealthy man only has 1 problem, right?
Yes.
Because that's the most important thing. Without your health, you got nothing.
Yeah.
So none of the other stuff really matters.
Yeah. I see a lot of people in their old age and even like a fucked knee, it just fucks them all over. Like they can't walk. Yep. They can't get out of a chair. And then before you know it, they're not exercising. They're eating coffee and cake all day because they can't get up and make proper meals.
Yeah, and not exercising. They're then like, I should be exercising, but they know they can't, so they feel bad about themselves. So then they eat.
It's all a snowball effect, isn't it? So it's
spiral. It's a spiral.
Yeah. So it's such an important thing to keep on top of these things. What other products is there? The NMN is the number one. If you're going to tell anyone, say someone's got £100 a month to spend on a product from your site, what would be the number one product?
It would probably be Cert6 Activator, to be fair.
The Cert6 Activator.
Cert6 Activator.
What's
So
that?
NMN is our number 2 for popularity. It's the one that we became known for originally. But NMN is, obviously we've used ours in clinical trials now as well, but it was discovered with someone else's science, David Sinclair and a few others. Cert6 Activator is something that's come through our research. So it's a novel ingredient that we've created. Essentially, I mentioned sirtuins earlier. They're very, very important. So not only do you need to fuel them up, which is NAD, but then you also need to activate them, because as they get older, they get less and less active and they're not as good at doing the job. So you need to give them a kick up the jacksie, basically. And we do that through a natural ingredient called Cert6 Activator. So there's 7 sirtuins, and number 6 is the most important, Cert6. That's the one that's sort of most closely associated with longevity. So when we looked at centenarians, so people over 100 years old, we saw they all had very strong Cert6 activity, even though they were old. Okay. And so they were old and still active. So they still had good brains and they still moved their bodies, you know what I mean? And that was the difference between them and even people that were old but were decrepit, they had low levels of Cert6 activity. Yes. So activating this Cert6 is very, very important to be healthy as you get older. And we have the key to that, which is Cert6 Activator.
I mean, I'm acting dumb. I do take it.
Yeah.
But didn't quite understand it fully. So it's something that is abundant in active people.
Yeah, exactly.
So you've got a 90-year-old man that's active, going for walks, hitting the punch bag now and again, eating red meat, eating eggs.
Yeah, exactly.
Very fit, healthy man versus 90% of the UK population.
Not moving anywhere.
Get up.
Struggling.
Where should we go today for our coffee and a biscuit, dear? And that's all they fucking do, isn't it? Coffee and a biscuit. Go for a walk into a garden centre, have a coffee and a biscuit. Go home, have a coffee and a biscuit.
Yeah.
Do fuck all.
That's right. And
turn to sludge.
And the crazy thing is, there are some people that are very lucky and they have different genealogy, and so they have a high Cert6 activity naturally, just through their DNA. And those people, even if they lazy, they can still move if they want to. Yeah. And so they're just very lucky.
Sounds like my dad. He's a proper couch potato, but he's so just I'm going to say strong, strapping bloke, but same as my granddad, just a big bloke. Yeah. Doesn't seem to be wasting away. All the men in our family history have lived into the 90s. Really? All of us. So I wonder if my dad's got this.
Yeah. Well, you've got to do the hundreds then. You've got to beat everyone. Get to the hundreds.
I hope so. I genuinely do. I'm spending a lot of money on these kind of things, like the NAD IV injections and all these kind of things. I'm spending a lot of money on it. And tell people and they think I'm fucking nuts, spending £1,000, £1,500 a month on these anti-aging drugs. But to me, it's like an investment into not only my work, but my future self as well.
Everything. And it's not just about, because everyone wants results immediately. And you do start feeling a bit better, as you'll know. But the difference between Ediol now and Ediol in 10 years after you've been taking it, that's when you see a huge difference. You go, fuck me. I'm so glad I did that.
I did it.
But it's so hard to get that across to people because people want things now.
Yeah, they want to take a product and feel 20 years younger.
Yeah, and it's like, well, give us a chance. You've been aging for 40 years and you give me a month to turn it around. Give me a chance.
I can't remember where I was watching somebody talk about it, but it was a professor. I believe him because he looked smart. He looked smart. Yeah. He had glasses, very spoke very posh. And he was talking about NMN. And he said, but of all the products in the world at this present time, NMN, if you did that every single day from your 30s till your 80s, you're going to add, you reckon, about 20% to your lifespan. And that's a lot. Yeah. If you're talking someone's going to live to 80, you're talking another 16 years. They're going to live to 96. That's huge.
Exactly. And one of the things we should probably clarify as well is that when people think, oh, do I want to live to 96? They think about the 90-year-olds they know and they go, oh, I don't fancy that. Yeah. It's about still feeling like you feel now at 96. Yes. Not feeling like a 96-year-old at 96. There's no point extending pain. Yeah. We're extending healthy lifespan.
Well, that is the difference. And I think that's something like me and you will differ a bit, is we're so active and we've got this ADHD, and if you've not got a target, then whatever the fuck that target is, I can imagine my target when I'm 70 just to go and do a 45-minute workout
Yeah.
and bench, I don't know, just bench like 30 kilo dumbbells for,
Yeah.
for 50 reps. You know, do that every day. I took a massive leaf out of Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? So I've hung around with him a little bit, traveled with him a little bit.
Nice.
And it doesn't matter where he is in the world, how fucking bollocksed or tired he is or what he's got on that day, he gets up every single fucking morning and goes to the gym, whether he's in a hotel or whatever. And I've done it with him.
Really?
And he'll just go to the hotel gym and he'll like, oh, there's a chest machine, there's abs, there's calves. And he'll just go do a half an hour circuit. And it looks like he's doing fuck all. You're like, what's the fucking point?
But he's moving his body.
But he's fucking moving. Even if he's just getting the tiniest little pump. And he does it. And then he goes and has his breakfast. And you're like,
Starts you off the right way, doesn't it?
it does.
Starts
And it
your day
really,
off
really resonated with me. I need to be that person. I mean,
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger now is 78. 78 years old.
Not doing bad.
And I think back to my nan and granddad at that age. They were fucked. Not being horrible.
No.
They were just fucked. It was all coffee and a biscuit.
Yeah, that's
They were
right.
just fucked. They did fuck all. They ate shit all day. You know, they're all
Yeah.
diseased and curling up. And it's
That's it.
like,
And to be
that's
fair-
the difference.
To be fair, I think most of it is education as well, though, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean? They probably didn't know any better. And I mean, 3 out of my 4 grandparents didn't make it that long. And for the similar reasons, you know, they just potter about, wouldn't really go moving anywhere, wouldn't be eating healthy at all.
Yeah.
But then obviously, Arnie going around doing that's pretty cool that you got to travel with him as well.
Yeah,
I
in
love
little
I love
bits.
that era of like Arnie, Stallone, Seagal. I went for dinner with Steven Seagal about a year ago. Just such a legend.
I heard he's a massive bloke, like as in a
Absolute unit.
Yeah,
I've got a
somebody was
photo of that
telling me.
somewhere. He is a unit, like really big bloke. Hey, how you
like
doing?
6
I
foot,
was
what,
like, whoa.
6'5", 6'6", like a big tall bloke and like
Yeah, I'd probably say more like 6'4", 6'5", but just broad.
yeah, and like
Do you know what I mean?
150 kilo,
yeah.
just a big stocky
And he
player.
obviously wears that like flowing Japanese style stuff, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah, it was yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a pal of mine who's a black belt in karate, and he did some training with him. And I sparred with this guy, and he shot me. And he said, honestly, like, you wanted to go and do some work with Steven Seagal, he's a fucking animal. He says, imagine me, but 6'5" with 150 kilo. And I was like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Like, because this guy can fucking kill people.
Yeah.
And so Steven Seagal must be a literally a lethal
Yeah.
weapon. Literally.
What some of the stories he was telling over dinner as well, just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, but good bloke. He was nice. So yeah.
Yeah,
bloke.
good. So it's pretty cool. Like, this company's pretty cool. You're feeding your own needs
Exactly.
with your anti-aging, but you actually turn it into a very decent business. Do you mind, like, how big the business is? What's like your turnover and everything?
Well, we don't discuss turnover and stuff online, but we've helped over 1 million people with their health.
Over
around the
1
world.
million people, so you can put 2 and 2 together there.
Yeah.
So very successful.
Yeah, I mean, granted, most of that goes back into research, but that then, I suppose, feeds into the business anyway, doesn't it? Because people come to us because we do the research. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah. So you're reinvesting in yourselves all the time.
Exactly. And we've started to do a few ads over the last couple of years. But like first 3 years, there was no paid ads at all. And then even now we're actually, even though it's a very small amount at the moment, we're actually looking to try and get rid of those completely as well. Because I just see that as like marketing spend as something that could go towards the research.
Yeah.
And so rather than give it to Facebook and Google.
Well, I mean, I found you guys just through sheer reviews.
Exactly.
There was no marketing. I was researching who's like the best in this industry, and you came up.
Yeah.
So
Well,
anyone out
that's
there,
cool. That's cool to hear, mate.
exactly.
Thank you.
So anyone out there who's serious about anti-aging,
Yep.
and the Google, I'm going to tell you where to go. Just go Google anti-aging. I can guarantee you this will come up.
And I believe that this is going to go out during Black Friday as well. So Black Friday savings now available. If anyone wants
Okay.
if anyone
Is there any
wants to-
deals going on the site?
Yeah, it's the only time we do sales. It is Black Friday. It's the only one we partake in. So
Is it 90% off?
for you, no, 90% on for you. No, it's I don't know, to be honest. The CEO will be better telling you about the deals, but they do bundles, and there'll be a chance to make big savings. So
Cool. I want to dig in a bit more. So we've got NMN,
Yep.
we've got Cert 6. What else is there?
resveratrol, you mentioned earlier. So spoke about those sirtuins. Resveratrol activates sirtuin 1, which is like the second most important one. So there's resveratrol. We also have nitralis. Again, that's the most exciting one because it's the newest novel ingredient that we have.
Right.
And like I say, nitric oxide levels are so foundational, especially with you doing fighting at the moment. I would recommend you can't really overdose on what is essentially fermented beetroot.
Okay.
So I would recommend, this is what I do before my training sessions with Coach Montana, is I just take a load of the nitralis and the energy through oxygen. So you'll feel more oxygenated.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So just 30 minutes before your session, just take
Smash
a load.
a bit of that in.
Take a load, yeah.
Are you into your fermented foods as well?
I would, but to be honest, because I'm in camp at the moment, we've got a nutritional scientist who's given us a diet plan. So I just get the same meal put in front of me many times a day and I just eat it.
Are you not worried about your immune system though? If you're in a camp and you're eating the same food over and over again?
No, because it's temporary. And so if I did that over a longer period of time, it might cause some long-term damage. But for the means to an end at the moment, I'm just trying to hit a weight and all that kind of stuff. So it's not maximizing my longevity, especially not getting punched in the head.
Yeah.
But there are also things, I'm fully aware of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I certainly don't recommend anyone get into fighting if longevity is the sole goal.
Yeah, I would, probably not.
No, but I love it, I love it. And I'm probably going to do it for 18 more months. And I think me and you should headline a Misfits show one day. You with Dylan Dennis.
Yeah, I'm talking with Misfits at the minute.
Well, I was at the show. I was at the same show you were at. So I was there to have a meeting with Nissa Sowland.
Right, okay.
Him and Mams, is it, that do the Misfits thing?
Yeah.
So me and Nissa had a meeting there. And then I saw you because they brought you in, didn't they, after Dylan had his MMA fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be cool, I think, if we both headlined that show.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
We could then do it somewhere local, around here, Stoke.
I think I'm talking with them. I don't think it'll be in this country.
Dubai, maybe?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just think it's going to be somewhere where they're going to need some money for this because it's a big ask. It's a big ask for Dylan, and it's a big ask for me. So, like, you look at it from the outside, and it's like an 80 kilo guy versus 165 kilo. It's like, this 165 kilo is going to absolutely mince him.
Yeah.
But when you think about what I've got to do and what he's got to do, so he walks around like 100 kilo ish.
Yeah.
Right. So he's going to stay 100 kilo. Right. I've got to drop to 135.
That's ridiculous.
To get to under 300 pounds via his demands.
Chop an arm.
Well, this is it. So I've got to lose 30 kilo. So when you put all that factor in, it's like 100 kilo versus 135. Someone who's super highly skilled versus someone who's not super highly skilled. So by the time it comes to the fight, face value, it's like, Eddie Hall's going to smash him. But when you come to the fight, it's like, it really evens it out. And it's going to be the 5-minute rounds. He's going to want the 5-minute rounds.
Surely you can push back on a few of these though. If I was you, I'd focus on pushing back on the weight because 30 kilos like a lot, mate.
I think it's already been put out there now. So it's kind of like, I shook his hand on it.
Oh, did you?
I'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be, but it just changes that like the first outlook of this fight. It just completely changes it. It almost like 30 kilo weight difference in the end if he comes up to 105. Yeah. It's not that much. And he's like a world best in jiu-jitsu.
Well, that's the thing. Like I'm quite knowledgeable on boxing, but MMA is not really. I'm not really down with it. But all I know is apparently he's very good.
He's the bollocks, mate.
He's
I'm speaking with my coaches, and my coaches don't blow smoke up my arse. They're like, you want to avoid the floor with that guy.
Yeah.
He will get, it's not even like super strength things. He'll just get you in little ankle locks and stuff you won't even think about. He'll snap you. Someone that size will snap anyone's ankle.
Yeah.
If he gets a lock in, he'll snap your ankle. So there's it's
you don't want that, mate.
I don't, but this is why it's got to be. It's got to be good. It's got to be good money, man. It's got to be.
Mams, Nissa, get your hand in your pocket.
Yeah, fucking Misfits. Pull your finger out.
Let's do it, mate.
Bring the checkbook.
Me and you headlining the show. That'll be class. Yeah. I'll do the boxing, and then I can sit back and watch you do the MMA.
Sounds good.
Sorry, you're asking me about the products, mate. My apologies.
Yeah, I forgot what I was going to say.
I got excited about fighting as usual.
Let's go back to the stem cells because you asked me about stem cells. What was your experience with the stem cells?
So I've got shoulder issues, subscap, and just generally they're a bit. I wonder if the mic can get this.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So
fuck the mic. I heard that from fucking outside. Fucking hell.
I wish we could see the faces in the room on the
That's
camera.
what I say. You shouldn't be doing that shit. Fucking hell.
Yeah, so my shoulders are all a bit
And
buggered.
what's that from? From fighting or what?
I'm not sure. It's as long as I can remember.
So they've always had fuck clicky shoulders.
Yeah, but like from my early 20s on. So probably something, I don't know, but probably something from my misspent youth.
You ever broke a collarbone or anything?
Potentially. I was never one for going to the doctor and that. You know, so it's just like bent the wrong way. I go, I'll be all right.
Yeah,
Fix it. Eventually it was set and then you're just like, I'll deal with it now.
That's bad, mate.
Yeah, it's not
So
great.
go on, stem cells.
So I thought, well, I'll have stem cells because when I first started the boxing 2023, 2022, 2023, something like that.
Yeah, the whole 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all that time ago. It does feel like, when you do it a lot though, it feels like a long time, doesn't it? And so I thought I'll get some stem cells to try and help it. Now, my shoulders did get better to use. Whenever I get an MRI, they still go, how do you even lift your arm? Like they're just, both of them are buggered. But I can use them just fine now, so I'm happy with that. I don't really care about how it looks on an MRI. But I did oxygen therapy, red light, I did stem cells. They did quite a few different therapies and I was taking a lot of supplements as well. And so I don't know what worked, but together they worked. And so...
Well, this is the thing when you're in our world is you take a bit of everything. Like, because if something says it fixes it on the tin, you're going to take a bit of that, a bit of this, a bit of that.
Exactly.
And just hope you just want it right as quick as possible. You don't want to fucking be using your body as a guinea pig in that respect, do you?
No.
So you don't really know if the stem cells worked or not. For
No,
you.
I'd like to believe that they did have an impact. But like you say, whether it's short, like half-life, or whether they only have a small impact, I think stem cells are the future of epigenetic reprogramming, which is ultimately how we're going to live forever.
Yes.
Well, forever, as long as you don't get hit by a bus. I did actually get hit by a bus as well. That's interesting.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, about 18 months ago. Before my second fight, I got run over, yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
What the fuck did that happen?
So I was coming home. I lived on the Palm in Dubai at the time.
Okay.
And we were training for the second fight about 3 or 4 weeks out. Anyway, we lived on a frond. I don't know if you've ever been to the Palm, but like the actual fronds where you live are very quiet. There's not many cars going up and down. And so I kind of just got used to crossing the road without looking.
Yeah.
And then one day, obviously, I didn't look up and the bus driver obviously didn't look either. And just boom, and sent me flying. I should be dead, so I'm very, very
Didn't go
lucky to
under
be
the
here.
bus, just flew.
No, just twatted me about 20 yards across the road.
Fuck, there's not many people that can say they got hit by a bus and
I know.
we're pretty okay afterwards.
And it was my, I always used to use it as a phrase as well. I was younger. Oh, as long as you don't get hit by a bus kind of thing. And then
So
I did.
Yeah.
Willed it on, I think.
You set yourself up there.
Yeah. So I was in a coma for a bit. And
Oh,
then,
fuck. Okay. So it's pretty.
Yeah. And then
Wow.
my meniscus was done on my right knee and then a bit worn on the left knee, and then had a hematoma, which I think is just like a big load of blood or something in my hip here. where I
Internal
landed.
bleed, yeah.
And so, I couldn't do the sparring or training for that second fight. And so I was just laid up in bed trying to get rid of the scabs and whatever. And everyone was like, you can't fight. And I thought, I'm just going to do it.
You went ahead and did it anyway.
I went ahead and did it. And then I just jumped on him because I knew my leg wouldn't last.
Yeah.
And so I just jumped on him and got the stoppage within about a minute and just went, bam, bam, bam. It was so wild. There was no boxing technique. Coach Montana's watching through his hands. He's thinking, I didn't teach you like this. But I just turned it into what I knew.
Just wanted to get the
street
job
fight,
done.
Just turned it into a brawl, and then thankfully the ref jumps in and says, that's enough. I was like, thank fuck.
Sometimes that street fighting comes in handy.
Yeah, it's about knowing when to do it and when to not. Because obviously the other thing is, if you go like that and then he survives it, then you're fucked.
Yes.
And
you've spent all your adrenaline and your energy.
Yeah. And you're thinking, my knee hurts, I can't breathe. And he's all right.
Yeah, the stem cells is an interesting one because that's where I heard the statement of like the first person to live to 1,000 years is because of stem cells. Now I got it in my head that the only way that's going to happen if someone got a constant drip feed of stem cells.
We don't know yet is the answer. But ultimately, the idea is for the next 20, 25 years, keep yourself in the best health and shape you can, because that's going to be so much easier once the epigenetic reprogramming comes in. And there's a few different genes that they change. And basically what they do is it reverts the cells back to stem cells. And so there's different stages of stem cells. So you want to go back almost all the way, but not all the way. Because when you go all the way back to the very earliest type of stem cell, it doesn't know what it's going to be.
Yes.
So like your eye cell doesn't know it's going to be an eye. Your skin doesn't know it's going to be a skin.
Yeah.
And then obviously if you do that, it could come out as a liver cell and it's in your, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's when you get cancer and all these problems. And so that's what they're trying to fix at the moment. So I reckon that'll take about 20 years.
All right.
And once they do that, it should, in theory, be once a year, go to your doctor, have a little reset, do you know what I mean? And then that's it.
Well, it's going to be, I mean, when stuff like that comes along, it's usually for the rich.
It is, but then it gets democratized over time.
Yes, over time.
So it will be fair.
Yeah.
But our job until then is to stay in the best health we can so that we get the best results.
So you reckon it's going to be a plausible, sort of affordable thing within 50 years?
Yeah, I think faster than that. Probably like it'll start out and the first one will cost 3 million or whatever.
Yeah.
And then within a year, it'll be down to like 10, 20 grand. And then within 10 years, it'll be everyone's on it and it's basically free.
Yeah. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So people that want to live longer, want to see the kids grow up, want to see the grandkids grow up, want to see the great grandkids grow up.
Exactly.
Live into what do you reckon the limit will be? Like in terms of like
I don't see why there would be a limit. There's no reason why there should be. There are some animals out there that are biologically immortal. So there's a type of jellyfish.
Yeah.
We've got Greenland sharks that we know live up to 300 years, maybe more. The only reason we know how long they live is because we caught one, had an arrow in it, and the arrow was from 270 years ago. And we're like, this fella's pretty old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The jellyfish was an interesting one, wasn't it? Because there's jellyfish that are millions of years old.
Yeah, and so they are the only thing that killed jellyfish is like if it floats into something bad, so it eats it. But if you just let it float around, it wouldn't ever die. It regenerates itself.
So you think that when this technology comes around, that humans will be able to live as long as they want?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right.
That's insane.
Whether people will want to live that long is a different question. And I just think that one of the things is, even if people don't want to live long, they don't want to get ill and suffer.
Yes.
So even if you go, right, 120, I'm done, then fine, you can do whatever you want. But up until you get to that point, surely you want to feel the best you can. And so that's what we're trying to do.
And then in the same question, like with this technology that's on the cusp, do you think that's going to be used for athletes?
I don't know, because they're already talking about this Olympics, aren't they?
Yeah.
The enhanced games.
Enhanced games,
yeah. Which, I mean, we'll all watch, won't we? So,
100%.
We'll all watch.
I'd probably watch that more than I'd watch the Olympics.
Yeah, exactly.
Being honest.
Because it would be interesting. The only thing I would say is hopefully they don't have combat sports. I don't think I would agree with that.
It's a tough one.
Because if everyone's enhanced.
Well, that's why there's limits at the UFC, I think, is because you get guys that are so big, smashing each other, people die.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I'd agree with that in some ways, but in other ways, I want to see two absolute colossal human beings go at it. I mean, it's entertainment at its best.
Yeah, that's
the Gladiator days, that's what they did, isn't it?
Yeah, that is
biggest gladiator versus the biggest, hardest gladiator. Let's see who walks out alive.
We'd all watch, wouldn't we?
100%.
We'd all watch, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, 100%. So do you think it will get used?
Yes, I think that is inevitable. I think it is inevitable because even if it doesn't start out being officially used, people will find ways to do it. They always do.
Well, this is the thing with that kind of thing. I mean, it's like cancer treatment, right? It's so fucking expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And why isn't that readily, available and super cheap?
Yeah.
It's like they'll make ways because they don't want people, the government doesn't want people living to thousands of years old. The infrastructure just isn't set for it, is it? If everyone started living to 1,000 years old, all economies would fail within a couple hundred years, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Just be too many people.
I try and stay out of politics these days, but because ultimately I think they say that like power corrupts, and I think that is true to a degree, but I also think that politics can sometimes attract a certain kind of person anyway, or at least if you're going to get to the top. And they all tend to then, what was it? Tony Blair was the prime minister, and then he went and became the peace envoy to the Middle East. And I mean, that's just rubbing it in people's faces at that point, isn't it? And then Clegg, was it Nick Clegg, the Lib Dem guy? He went and got a job at Facebook, and it's all just jobs for your mates. And you can go and work for Farmer, you go and work for Big Oil.
Yeah.
And that's when they make their big money, is after the $100,000 a year they make while they're serving the public.
They're setting themselves up.
Yeah, exactly. But let's not get into that because I could rabbit all
this. Let's get into it. What do you think of Keir Starmer?
I think Keir Starmer is dangerous because he acts so meek and, I'm just little old Keir. But really is extremely dangerous. It's very obvious what he's doing with the illegal immigration stuff. They're using that as a ploy to bring in digital ID. This is how we solve the boats coming over. Oh, you think they're gonna go, I've not got my digital ID, I'll stay in France. No, of course not. And they know that, they're not being stupid. They're actually encouraging the illegal immigrants to come over. I don't blame them. Like, they're just probably trying to make more money or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's the government that let them do it. But they're actually encouraging that for a reason, because and now we know the reason. Recently, they've come out and said this is how we stop it, the digital ID. And the digital ID will eventually be linked to your bank account and everything else. And if you do something or say something they don't like, it'll be, or you can only buy food this week. You can't go on holiday. You can't buy this. You can't do that. And people think you're crazy when you first say it, but you'll see. You
think that's going to be the case? They're doing the digital ID to control people's lives.
Look at COVID. Look what happened in COVID. Like, why does no one talk? I mean, I was busy building an organization, and I was my head down. It didn't really affect me. But I could see what was going on in the world, and I thought it was a bit mental, but whatever. I'm getting on with my shit. And then now we're what? How many years later? It's not that many years later. 3 years later since it reopened and whatever. And everyone's acting like it never happened.
Yeah.
They shut everyone down, locked you inside your house for a bad flu.
Yeah.
And like, granted, there were people at risk and there were people that died from it. But the overreach and what they use to grab power is unbelievable. And so for me, I would, I certainly wouldn't think that governments were trying to do anything out of the goodness of their heart.
That's a very long-winded way of saying Keir Starmer's a cunt.
I should have led with that, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
I wasn't really paying attention, but God knows how he got in, but he did. I believe, finally, the tide might have turned. Like, I've seen it for over a decade, and I've been going, why does everyone keep voting either Labour or Tory? You've not seen them both just lie. Surely, just give someone else a chance.
Yeah.
Like, and so I think the UK public is ready for someone else. And listen, they might lie and be shit as well, but we don't know until we try.
They won't be fucking Keir Starmer.
Exactly. So, and we can see it working better in some other countries, and some other countries are being a lot more modern than we are, and they seem to be doing a lot better. I'm hopefully, with the era of social media and everyone on their phones and whatever, I'm hoping that people are going to mobilise and vote for someone else. I don't care if it's the Greens or the Monster Raving Looney or the Reforms or whatever. Just give someone else a shot. Like,
yes.
Because Labour and Tory have proven time and time again they don't do what they say.
Exactly. They say something and don't fucking follow it up.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind if they said something, did it, and it didn't work. Because then you go, all right, you tried it, fair dude.
Yeah.
But they don't. They go, we're going to do this. What have they said about reducing migration? Every single successive one for the last 20 years. We're going to reduce migration. And they all increase it.
I think that's, I have a gut feeling Nigel Farage will get in. For that reason.
I think that'd
be... it's just, everyone's just had enough.
Yeah.
Anyway, and we're being laughed at for it from all over the world.
Of course.
US are even saying someone needs to step in the UK and fucking save them. The people in charge are killing it. So we're being laughed at.
But like I say, there's a reason for it. There's a reason they're doing it. It boils everyone's blood. And then they go, we've got the solution. Digital ID.
What's it like living in Dubai? Do you live there now?
So I split my time. I try and get back to the UK when I can. I've also got a base in Gibraltar, but I do my boxing training in Dubai. But Dubai is, I think, fantastic in lots of ways. It's a little bit too hot in the summer, so you want to maybe avoid it in the summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. It's very, very convenience-led. So you can, like, if I need an MRI, for example, on my knee.
You got one.
Yeah, I WhatsApp someone. And they WhatsApp you back. This is like a doctor. And they go, come on in now. Within 5 minutes. Always within 5 minutes. They go, come on now. You drive in, you're there in 20 minutes. They see you straight away.
Yeah, I've experienced this for myself.
And then they look at the MRI straight afterwards and go through it with you. And everything's done. Yes, you have to pay for it, but everything's done. There is also insurance and stuff. So they have like an American style system. I don't use the insurance myself. I just pay as I go. But there is an option if people want to.
Yeah, no, it's everything just does what it says on the tin out there, doesn't it? There's just no bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
No tax as well, or very little tax. They're just like bringing tax in.
I think there's some company tax, but this income tax is still 0. So that's pretty good.
Pretty good. It's fucking great.
Yeah. But again, I think with the taxes, if they charged a reasonable amount, people wouldn't mind. And if they spent it well.
Yes.
But they overcharge and waste it.
What's next for you, Alan? What's still growing the Do Not Age business? But what's next for you?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing we've got to get over is still most people don't understand that aging is malleable. That is still the biggest thing. Never mind how to do it and all the things that come beyond that. Just the fact that the average person in the street in the UK, if you told them, oh, you don't have to age, they'd go, what are you on about? Right? So that's the biggest problem from that perspective to get over, and we're working on that. Obviously, we're still working on fighting aging as well, one pathway at a time. It's highly complex, but we've got the scientists to deal with that. And then for me personally, it's Smash the German on December the 20th in Derby.
In Derby. So is that a title fight, or is it just a comeback fight?
The world title's not on the line because I'm jumping up to his weight. So
okay. So you're jumping up to which weight?
Super middle.
Super middle.
So he's a weight above me, yeah. So I'll be fighting him at super middle.
That's tough.
Yeah, it will be tough. Like I say, he's on a good run this year. He's had 30 total fights, 6 this year.
You've got some balls getting into a guy who's had that many fights and that kind of streak.
Well, I got a good coach, Coach Montana. He's had over 100 Olympic fights.
Fucking hell, 100.
9 times Austrian champion. Like he's the business. I would be nowhere without him, mate. There's always a secret. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's my secret weapon. So
I
have to give him props.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. What's next for you? Apart from this Misfits fight with me, obviously.
Hopefully this Misfits fight.
Yeah.
I'm doing a bit of arm wrestling.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I've been venturing into a bit of arm wrestling. It's actually quite a big sport. There's some good money in it, yeah.
Happy days.
So, yeah, I did one match against Brian Shaw.
Yeah.
Narrowly lost.
Did you?
Very narrowly. In fact, I let him win.
Yeah.
I let him win because it was his first match. And if I beat him, he probably would have quit arm wrestling. Exactly. So I'd thought it'd be nice.
Do the right thing.
Yeah, I was being a good friend. I let Brian Shaw win the first one. And then I went up against Robert Oberst, who's like been America's strongest man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was not too long ago. It was like August. I beat him. And then, just waiting for the next match, really. But I'm sort of in between. I'm doing acting as well, funnily enough.
Okay, what's next?
Yeah, so...
Films or TV?
I mean, I've done quite a few things. I just realised I'm covered in powder. Is that... What the fuck's that from?
You've been Bolivia?
I've had that on my shirt the whole fucking time. Yes, definitely not what you think. I'm doing a bit of acting. I've done a few films that are yet to come out. I'm doing a big film with Russell Crowe and Mel Gibson, just waiting on their schedule. And I'm on screen with Russell Crowe for the entire film.
That's fast.
That's called The Lost Book of Creation. So that's happening pretty soon. And then I've just done Battle of the Beasts, which is like a strongman / entertainment TV program that's hopefully going to be bought by a big streaming service and make me lots of money. So
brilliant. Over in Malta, that one, wasn't it?
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah. So acting, arm wrestling.
Very good.
And fighting. I've only got a couple more fights in me though.
Really? Why is that?
I just feel like I'm getting to that age. I'm 37. I've put my best athletic years into the strongman.
Yeah.
And just things hurt. Like this morning, my coach kicked me in my fucking calf 4 times in a row. And the exactly the same spot. And it fucking hurt.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
It does, yeah.
And 10 years ago, that would have been like, fuck off, carry on.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
gets harder and harder.
I've had to put a compression sleeve on. I've had to ice it. You know, I'm fucked. I'm getting old.
It does get harder.
It does get harder. So for that instance, I'm 37 now. I'm 38 in January.
Okay.
So I think 2 years and I'm done.
2 years.
I think that's it. Yeah. So,
and is that because I know you had the boxing match with Thor and then you've had a couple of MMAs. I saw the one with Pudzianowski. Very good. Well done.
Yeah, cheers.
Did you do a 1 versus 2?
2v1. Yeah.
Yeah,
I did. It was the Nafati brothers from Poland. They kept calling me.
So you just keep beating people from Poland, basically.
Yeah. For the time being, yeah.
Good. Okay, so then is the future, the last few fights, is that just MMA or is that boxing as well?
Either or. Okay. Yeah, so there's talk of me being on a big Netflix undercard as well.
Ooh.
So, yeah. Essentially, mate, I'm just at that period in my life where I just want that fuck you money.
Yeah, okay, fair.
You know?
Fair.
Like, whether I go in and get my head absolutely bashed in,
doesn't matter.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I'll give it a good shot. You know, if you put me in with Francis Ngannou,
Do it.
if you give me 5 million
Do it.
with a 10 million bonus for smashing his face in, I'm going for it.
I think some people would pay that. You know, I think
This is what I mean.
Promoters
It's
out
like
there that would pay that.
there is a scenario where those kind of fights can happen.
Yeah.
100%. And there is a scenario, a very small scenario, where I can win these fights.
Oh, mate, especially at your size.
Did
you record your punch powers? Like,
So I've got the hardest recorded punch
There you
on the
go.
planet.
there you go.
Literally, that's a fact.
Well, that's what I mean. So anyone fighting you, it's gonna be wary of the right hand.
I've had this conversation quite a few times. It's like even putting me in with the best in the world, 95 times out of 100, they're going to beat me. But it's that 5%
When you catch them,
where I just get one clean on the fucking chin. It doesn't matter who you are.
Exactly.
You're out.
you can't put muscle on your chin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's where my sort of, you put me in and then you put Joe Bloggs in with someone like that. It's like
99.9.
0.001, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's
exactly.
like, just gives it that, I'll have a bet on that. And that's what makes it exciting.
Yeah, I think I'm similar in terms of I'm trying to look for these big nights. I reckon maybe 18 months left fighting for me, and then I'll knock it on the head. I also want to make sure I leave with all my faculties, and you don't want to push it too far. The disadvantage of having not much background experience, obviously, is you don't have the experience and the footwork and everything doesn't look as smooth and you're a bit sloppy. But the advantage is my body's not as, my head's not been beaten as much as someone that's been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, sorry.
No, you're right, mate.
So yeah, I think having a few more big nights, big fights. That's why I'm doing the homecoming in December. I want to bring big nights to Derby, bring it to the UK. I'll probably have a couple more out in Dubai. Maybe do one in Gibraltar, Spain. Like, just, do you know what I mean? Just try and, I want people to have nights to remember.
Yeah.
I went to the O2 to watch AJ versus Dillian White back in 2015.
Did you? Wow.
I think about it often.
Yeah.
Paul Malignaggi was on the undercard. Tony Bellew was there. And then AJ White. What a great fight that was. Two warriors. Dillian White wobbled him in the second. AJ KO'd him. You know, it was just fantastic. And so that kind of thing, I want to create more of those for other people.
Memories.
Yeah.
Nice. Have you got any regrets in your life?
Yes.
One.
My probably only regret is the for 15 odd years, 10 to 15 years I spent wasting. And I know I was gathering life experience as well. But like I said, I could have done that in 3 to 4 years in reality. And instead, so that's a decade wasted, right? Which, you know, people say not to have any regrets. And I understand why. Obviously, I've made the most of it now. And now I'm like to think I'm useful for society.
Yeah.
But there's 10 very good years in the 20s as well.
Yeah.
Unlimited energy, you know,
Yeah.
when I could have done a lot more and worked on myself and been even further ahead than I am now. So that would be my biggest regret. What about you?
I'm interviewing you. So with that, those 10, 15 years of waste, do you not think that maybe going through those experiences kind of makes you who you are? And maybe if you hadn't have been through that, you wouldn't have the great determination that you've got now to be successful in these areas in the boxing during that age.
That's very true. I'm not sure. I think that I just wish that I could have learned the lessons in a condensed period of time. That's all. It's probably impatience. I'm extremely impatient, which again, doing our ages help with massively. Because when you're doing human clinical trials, they take a long fucking time.
Yeah.
A long fucking time. And so I'm like, why is it not finished yet? And they're like, they've not even started taking the supplements. Give it, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's probably my impatience. So maybe you're right. Maybe I needed that time to be able to learn it. It's not something that keeps me up at night, but it's just something that if I had my time again, I would try and condense it into a short period of time. Because I didn't know what I was gathering that experience for at the time. Because I was just like, when's the next high? Where's the next party?
Yeah. I think it's a good question to ask yourself about the regrets. And I think, you know, you asked me the question, have I got any? And I haven't.
Okay.
And the reason being, I've found, especially in me older years, is that everything's had a positive result. Every failure and every negative situation has somehow found its ugly head and come out and flourished. For instance, like the fight with Thor,
Mm.
right? So losing that fight was fucking tough as fuck.
I can imagine.
Losing to anybody is hard. Losing to Thor was even harder. And I always think to myself, if I'd have won that fight, I probably would have gone on. I had other fights lined up. I probably would have gone on and continued my fight journey and fought again and again and again. Who knows where that would have gone. But instead, it made me step back. It made me reevaluate what's important, and that was family at the time. And on the back of that, I went and sought help from a hormone doctor and ended up having 2 more kids. So, and I honestly believe, this is what I honestly believe, if I'd have won that fight and carried on, I may not have had 2 more children.
Fucking, I did not expect that story to go there. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, thanks, man. So that's why I don't have any regrets anymore. Is that situation alone just said to me, it was like, fuck, you've got to have these shit moments. You've got to go through these fucking shite, horrible times in life. You've got to have the night out, getting fucked up to realize that it's not for you.
Yeah.
You know, because I've done that myself. I've been there and I've done it all. And I think I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad I did it young, because I've got friends that do it now. And it completely destroys them. It's like you've almost got to live out your needs as soon as possible, I think. And I'm not saying this is for everybody, but I think coming from council estate, you sort of have an itch, a scratch to go and dabble in that area. And I'm just glad I did it young.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true.
So, yeah. Maybe you take something from that. Maybe I take something from that.
100%.
But yeah,
mate.
I think regrets is a big one.
It is. You don't want to be carrying it around like a chip on the shoulder either.
No.
Yeah.
No, it can really fuck you up mentally, physically. It can really drag you down in life. So
exactly.
Everything happens for a reason. And always have that in mind, I think, moving forward. Do you think your knowledge and your availability of all these age-related drugs, health enhancement drugs, gives you an edge athletically?
Oh, absolutely. I think I'm also, the boxing journey is because I love boxing, but I think there's a part of it also where I was like, look, not only have I reversed my biological age massively, and I'm now extremely healthy, even though I'm older, but I can actually go on and be a professional athlete. I didn't know when I first started that I'd go on to be a professional athlete at a high level, but because the original goal was just to have one fight. Partly because I wanted to do it, and partly because it could be like, look, this shit works. And then I just got the bug for it and kept doing it. But of course, one pro fight that's 4 rounds against a journeyman is a different type of training to a world title fight for 12 rounds.
Yes.
And so I've had to really step up the training. Now I have to actually think when I'm in the ring. It's about boxing IQ, and it's about being super duper fit. And so without the do not age knowledge and supplements, I just have no chance.
So you think if this wasn't available to you, you wouldn't be as successful?
Nowhere near, especially this now. I've been taking the Nitralis. I'm lucky I get things before.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now this is available for everyone. But yeah, especially with training and how much I need oxygen around my body all the time, it's a game changer.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I mean, I'm in a similar boat to you, as I've got my own supplement company. And if I want something made that I know is good, like the creatine, but mixed with different, ingredients
aminos
to make you big and beefy, and I make it.
Yeah.
If I'm not sleeping right, I'll go, right, I'll go away and let's make a formula to help me sleep.
Yeah.
I struggled with fertility for quite a while. And during that period of trying for children, I tried every concoction under the sun.
Really?
And off the back of that, I've made my own formula for fertility and libido and everything, an all-in-one kind of thing. So it's quite cool.
Yeah.
And just being able to be like, right, I've got a problem. I've got low energy.
How do we solve it?
I'm getting old.
Yeah.
Let's make a drug that fucking fixes this.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. What do you find tougher? Do you find fighting like a fight camp, or running a company of such big size as that?
I think the fight camp is probably harder. You have to restrict yourself in all which ways. Every little bit of what people might perceive as pleasure is reduced.
Yes.
There's even on the so-called rest day once a week, you're just aching.
Yeah.
So it's not really a nice day. Or you'll have some kind of, dry needling or like a sports massage, which when everything's hurting is not a pleasant experience. You don't get to eat what you want. You just get put in front of you. If you're hungry, you're hungry. That's it. You get your calories, and that's the lot. And of course, you get punched every day. So I think, and of course, with Do Not Age now, I've sort of transitioned away from the CEO role, and now I'm like an advisor.
Okay.
And I just deal with the research side, which is the bit that I enjoy.
Yeah.
And so I don't have to deal with the day-to-day stuff. And so it's a lot more pleasurable for me because I just do the bit I enjoy, which is then how do we solve the next problem? So the most recent problem we had was nitric oxide. The current boosters on the market were like arginine, citrulline, things like that, which work on an eNOS pathway. Doesn't work so well as you get older. And so we needed a direct nitrite pathway booster. And that's, we created Nitralis. And so I get to be involved in all of that and be a part of that and make the research happen, which I really enjoy. So I don't see it as difficult because I don't have any people to manage or anything like that.
So you're in a little world there.
Yeah, exactly. Brilliant. So the fight camp is 100% harder. But listen, I love it. And I think when I'm thinking about what I'm going to do next and what things I want to do in my life, I'm aiming to feel proud of myself rather than aiming to feel happy or content. I'd rather just feel proud. So even if it was really hard, I can look back and go, proud of myself for that,
Fair enough. What's your diet like? Because a massive part of aging gracefully is diet. What's your diet like? What do you believe in? Is it a good, healthy diet for?
Well, at the moment in fight camp, it's obviously very regimented, and I have to have more carbs than I would usually have and stuff like that. But for most people, I think whole foods is the most important thing. So just nothing. You have some people that are like dead against meat, and some people that are dead against veg, and like the reality is the best data that we have at the moment is whole foods are the best thing for you. And so just something that has no processing whatsoever is the best way to do it. And then if you can, and it suits your lifestyle, having a day off eating every however long is also.
Like fasting.
Yeah, it can help reset some of what your body does. If you're into some kind of sport, or if you're trying to get bigger or whatever, you don't want to do that, then there are supplements you can take that mimic that, like spermidine is one of the ones that we have that increases autophagy, which you can also get naturally by fasting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a meat eater?
I am.
Would you eat a lot of red meat?
I do,
Or
but
chicken?
again, it's mostly chicken in camp because it's lower calorie.
So let's forget the camp. What's your diet?
Sorry.
Normally? Like, are you a red meat eater?
My diet normally is very low carb. I tend to feel better on that. My brain feels a bit sharper on that. And so, I try and just keep the carbs to a minimum.
So when you say low carb, you're eating like 90% meat, 10% carbs?
Around there. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
That's interesting. So almost like a carnivore diet.
Basically. I would say 90% proteins because things like eggs and stuff as well.
Yes.
I'll eat that. So yeah, basically.
Yeah, that's very similar to me. So so I'm carnivore.
Yeah.
So I eat meat, eggs, and dairy. That's pretty much all I'll eat.
Nice.
And I sort of get the carbs from the dairy mainly.
Yeah,
that's where my main source of carbs come from. And then very occasionally I'll have like sourdough bread.
Nice.
And a little bits of rice or potatoes, like maybe 100 gram rice, 100 gram potato. And it's only now and again. It's not very often. And that's just to keep the gut, the biome, microbiome.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I would say
taking over.
Probably depends, but for most people, I'd say the rice is probably the healthiest option out of that. Try and avoid bread if you can, even though it's really nice.
Even sourdough?
Yeah, just because it's all had a version of processing.
Yeah.
But look, it's not a fucking bit of sourdough once a week. It's not going to kill you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So this is just going by what the perfect storm is. This is why I avoid soup, because soup is actually quite healthy, but when I have half a loaf of bread with it, it's no good, is it?
Yeah, no, fair enough. So mainly a carnivore diet. That's pretty interesting. So red meat, eggs. Do you have dairy?
Sometimes it depends. Like if I'm out for a meal, then I'm not going to be like, oh, don't give me any dairy. Do you know what I mean? I'll eat whatever it comes with. If I order the steak, it might come with asparagus or whatever. I'm just going to eat it,
So you have some vegetables?
Yeah, just if it's there.
Yeah.
I tend not to be too fussy. I just try and make sure that I get my protein in, make sure I'm going to the gym, and all those things make me feel better.
So you predominantly run off fats.
Yeah.
And you feel good on that.
I feel better on that. I feel like my brain particularly is sharper. But you can't do, well, I can't do that in fight camp. I have to be carb heavy in fight camp.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I just find it's a quicker, easier source of energy for your body. And so, yeah, that's what I tend to do. And so there's always a transition period from coming into fight camp, going out of fight camp, like fats to carbs. And feel a bit, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much run on fats.
Yeah.
So even in fight camp, I'll just eat ribeye steaks, chicken wings,
nice
black pudding,
bit
of halloumi cheese, bacon, all the good meats.
That sounds like the Atkins.
Yeah. Pretty much, it's carnivore in a way.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel it. I can feel the sharpness in my brain when I'm not having carbs.
I feel fucking incredible, physically and mentally. More mentally, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd say on the carnivore, I sleep better.
Yeah.
Which in turn makes me more efficient mentally because of the sleep. Yeah. And then the physical side, it's like a snowball effect, isn't it? If you're sleeping good, you mentally feel good, you perform better.
That's where it all starts from.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing I would say, if someone doesn't want to change their exercise routine, hasn't got any money to spend on supplements, things like that, I would say sleep is where to start. Sleep is foundational. We spoke about the repair genes earlier, the sirtuins. Repair is what you need your body to do. And it's best repairing when it's asleep. And so if anyone out there doesn't want to change anything else or spend any money, focus on sleep.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
What about hydration? You big into that?
Again, two different sides to it. When you're in fight camp, you have to do a certain amount, and you're always dropping these hydration pills and drinks and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, for most people, most people don't need those don't need too many electrolytes. So normally you might get a pack of electrolytes quite big and hefty, and that is if you're just finished a session or you're about to do a big session. But for most people living a normal life, you probably just need a smaller amount than that.
Yeah. How many liters a day do you reckon you drink?
On an outside of camp?
Yeah. Normal, both outside of camp and in camp. How many liters of water?
In camp, it's 4 liters minimum.
Okay.
And outside camp, it depends. If it's a busy day, sometimes 1 liter.
Oh wow!
But I try and aim for 2 at least. Yeah.
Okay. Two's quite a small amount.
Yeah, I know it's. But I suppose I'm not counting drinks that contain water as well, like your coffees and teas and things like that.
Okay, so you do coffee and teas and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Again, outside of camp, I might have a splash of milk.
Yeah.
In camp, like.
Fucking that's strict, eh?
Yeah, you've got to be. Unfortunately, when you're not in the heavyweights, you got to make weight. So
yeah, I'd say I'd never have to make weight, but it looks like this fight coming up. I'll be the one fucking cutting the milk out of my fucking tea. It's going to be miserable, isn't it?
Oh, mate, I'm not going to lie to you. It's fucking horrible.
I've never had to make weight in my life, ever, for anything. I think the last time I weighed 300 pounds, I was fucking 20 years old.
Well, you've come from a place where if you put weight on, you kind of get plaudits. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People are kind of like, oh, look, he's now heavier. That's better.
Yes. Oh, mate, in strongman, the heavier you are, in general, the stronger you are, the better you perform.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so, losing weight is going to be a fucking big one. What's like the biggest challenge you've ever faced?
The biggest challenge I've ever faced? There's a lot, thankfully. But I would say it was making that decision to stop being a waster and start trying to be useful to society. And of course, the first step on that journey is to fix yourself. And that's the hardest thing to fix because you're always looking externally going, where's the answer? Where's the answer? And you go, fuck, it's here. Yeah. That's the hardest thing. So that's probably the biggest.
Dropping that ego.
Yeah, exactly. And again, it took me so long to do it, because I think just internally you're scared of, what if I try it and I'm no good or I'm useless or whatever. Somewhere deep down, there's probably those fears.
Alan.
Yes.
You've been fucking awesome, man. I mean, what a story. You've literally lived the lives of 10 men.
Thank you.
Acting, comedian, traveling, fighting, business, fucking whatever else you got going on.
I do what I can.
Quite incredible, mate. And you're 35 now.
That's right.
Look like a fucking teenager. Fair play to you. I mean, that's a good advert for your business in itself, the way you look.
Yeah. Well, we should find those old photos so I can show people and say, look, this is what I used to look like, you know, and I've got these huge bags and I'm gone. And
if you can send me some pictures, we'll overlay them to the screen right now.
I'll try and find them.
So this is what Alan used to look like. I'm just going to describe it without seeing him. It's like Gollum.
Yeah.
There's a weedy, horrible, disgusting shadow of a former self. Human being. I'm not even seeing the picture. I'm just going to describe something really bad just so it makes him look so good now.
Oh, dear.
Alan, it's been really interesting sitting here listening to your phenomenal life story up to this stage. And I'm sure there's a lot more to come. I want to thank you, mate.
Fingers crossed. Thanks for having me, mate. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thank you, man. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up today's episode with Alan Graves. Someone who come from muck, done lots of drink and drugs, done lots of reflecting and managed to turn his life around and do amazing things. Boxing, big company owner, do not age, world champion. What else are we missing?
That'll do, I think. They're the important highlights.
Acting, stand-up comedian, and God knows what else to come. Like, genuinely inspiring me.
Thank you.
Genuinely. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Don't forget to check out the other episodes as well on Spotify or YouTube or wherever you want to listen to us. Make sure you check us out. Well, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Good love. Take care.